What's going on, you guys? So today I'm going to show you my process that I do to do a deep clean on all of my barber tools. I've had a couple friends who are interested in pursuing barber and ask me the same thing. How do you clean the tools? Like, what do I need? It's really not complicated. Today I'll be cleaning my Andis shaver, my Babyliss clippers, my Babyliss trimmers, both sets, and I'm using a microfiber towel to lay them on, cleaning brush, and two smaller brushes to get in those hard to reach places, and a cap off of a old hair product. I'll be using the Andis Blade Care Plus to clean everything. As you can tell, it's 7-in-1, so it cleans, disinfects, and pretty much does everything else, lubricates, everything you need for a cleaning product. It's one of the best out there, in my opinion. So you're just going to pour a little bit into your cap, just enough to cover the blade. You don't want to use a whole lot. This stuff can really last you a while if you don't, use it excessively. And I try to do a deep clean at least like once a week. So I can tell you I'm about half of the bottle after 7 months. So I start by taking the clippers. Normally I would brush the hair off first, but I've already done that. So stick it in there and just cut it on, let it run for about 10 seconds minimum, and you're gonna pull it out, shake it out. It's best to cut the clippers off and shake it off, but sometimes if you notice that the hair is not coming out when you shake it, you can cut it on and shake it too. But I say cut it off because it kind of sprays, the blade's moving, sprays the oil everywhere, and it can get real messy real fast. So I prefer to cut it off and shake it. But yeah, so you just do this, repeat it at least 3 times, or until you no longer see hair in between the little grove. So it could take a while. It could take longer than 3 times, but usually about 3 times it's done, and it's already like pulling the hairs out of the clippers. So this gets a little repetitive after a while, so I'm going to kind of fast forward through some of these parts, some of the cleaning process. It's pretty much the same thing with the clippers and the trimmers. It's just that after you finish with it, you want to take your nice microfiber cloth and wipe off the excess oil. Now remember, you don't have to oil your blades again after you've done this because it's a lubricant. The what you're cleaning it in is a lubricant, and as you cut the clippers on and let it run through there, it's already cycling the oil through the clipper blades. So your oil's already in there and you're good to go. You don't want to add more because it's going to be excessive. And when you go to cut the client's hair, you're going to have oil dripping down their face. So again, at the end, now I want to take my brush, my clipper brush, and just clean any hairs that may have been missed, just to help it have as clean of a finish as possible. Because like I say, this is a deep clean, so you want to make sure you get almost every single hair out of there. The goal is to have them close to spotless. So you'll see me do this quite a few times too. And then after that, I polish it up twice more. Because, with it having that gold finish, I really want it to look clean and polished as well. I don't want it to be greasy and have oily fingerprints all over it. So I take that extra step and I wipe them down real good. And try to, wipe again, make sure I got all the excess off of the blade, because you don't want clippers to be really oily when you fire them up and the client's sitting in the chair. Some clients are cool about it, but it's still not professional to put blade care all over the client's face. So to finish it off, I take the blade brush and I clean all of the excess hairs that get stuck in the grip. Because in my mind, presentation is everything. And you want to take care of your tools as best as possible and make sure that even the grips look nice and the blades are clean. Clients respond well to that type of thing. So I also take the cloth and I clean out the bottom, just polish it up, just so that the gold has a nice shine all the way around. And that's pretty much it for the process of cleaning the clippers and trimmers. Like I say, I'll be fast forwarding through parts of this because it does get repetitive. But the most important thing is that you remember those same steps, brush off the hair with the blade brush, and then cycle the blade care through it a few times until you've gotten all of the excess hair out of the clippers. And again, it's the same thing with the trimmers. So I'm going to speed it up at this point now. Come back on in a little while. All right, so I just got finished with the Goldfx trimmer T-outliner. Now I'm about to start on the flash effects. Now this one's a little different because it's the same process, but it's a little tighter. It's a little harder for the oil to get in there. Like if you look at the way it's built, you can see where it's closer to the blade is closer to the machine than the other blades on the trimmer and the clippers. But yeah, basically it's still the same process, just running the oil through. It's just that the top is a little different. You got to make sure that you get all of that excess oil out of the grooves, because you don't really want, like I said earlier, you don't really want a lot of oil remaining. And when you're done, one thing I forgot to do is you should turn them upside down, because the oil that's left inside is going to need to run off somewhere, and you don't really want it running off down into your machine and causing future problems. So definitely turn them upside down. All right, now for the Andis foil shaver, this is a whole different ball game. Foil shavers in general, you have multiple pieces to them, and you want to make sure that you really get in there and clean and disinfect everything. So I start by taking the top off. Sorry, I had to clear my throat. You got to make sure that you get all of the loose hairs out. So the first thing I did, as you notice, is shake it out, and you can see where this one's not really as dirty. I don't really use it as much. Majority of my clients are wavers, so shavers can cause razor bumps on that skin type. But this is where you'll take your little brushes and just get those little hairs out that did not shake out so easily. And you're just trying to get as detailed as possible. You're not going to get it perfect. There's no way to get it perfectly clean, but the least you can do is, make sure that you hit them with the brush. And as you can see, I'm sweeping the brush across the foil too, to try to get any excess hairs that are stuck to the foil. But we're going to do a deeper clean on that in a few minutes. All right, so I give it one more shake, and then I take the microfiber and wipe off all the little hairs that are just knocked loose with the brush. And it's nothing too difficult. Just take your time, make sure you get in those grooves, and try to be as detailed as possible with it. Again, this is not a process you want to rush, because it is a deep clean, which means you want to give it your full time and attention. All right, so once you're done wiping out all the loose hairs, you're going to pick up the actual shaver itself and take your brush and just clean out the loose hairs or anything that's stuck within the blade. You can do this by doing a simple up and down motion. You don't want to go too rough, because the blades are delicate. They will pop off, or you could damage them. So take your time, do it real slow. Take your brush and kind of angle it and clean those extra hairs that are hanging on the side. Sorry, I was holding it out of the camera. Let me put it back a little closer so you guys can see. You see where it's little hairs that get stuck right behind the blade and on that part of the shaver. So you just want to angle your brush and sweep it as much as possible. But this is another reason why we use the little brushes as well, because the little brushes can reach spots that the bigger cleaning brush can't. So definitely have you at least one or two. You see I use one angle brush, one straight brush, and one generic cleaning brush. So it all helps to give you a good finished product, a good clean tool to work with that won't really mess up people's skin. So, and it's very important in the barber industry to be clean with your tools, to deep clean your tools every so often, as regularly as possible, because you are dealing with people's skin and you don't want anybody to get infected as a result of dirty tools and come back to you. So now that we're done with that, wiping it off, of course we're going to take our microfiber and polish it up again. You can never do this enough. Any small details you notice, just wipe it off. You know, like I say, you want to give it a really good clean finish. So take your time with it and make it as clean as possible. And let me let you guys see right now how clean the blades are already. You can also wipe the blades with a microfiber as well. But yeah, see, they're pretty clean already. You're not, again, like I said at the beginning, you're not going to get it spotless, but do take your time and don't be scared to go over it again and again and again. You really want it to get this close to spotless. Alright, so now I'm going to take and run the blades through the Andis blade care oil. And again, this can get messy really fast. So kind of try to be gentle about it and watch out how you angle in the blades against the top. You're going to hear I'm hitting the top. Just try to ease up a little bit. You don't want to be smashing the blades down and damage the blade. So take time on that. And as you see now, we're wiping it off with the microfiber, getting all that oil off. You never want to leave your tools all oily. I know I've said this a lot of times, but just want to make sure we really drive that point home. You don't want your tools to be oily. You don't want them stripping down clients' faces when you turn them on. So it's good to run that microfiber through it in an up and down motion, just like I just did. All right, and at this point, I'll put the top back on and do the same thing again. Oh, I just noticed some of the oil got on the tool, so we're gonna wipe that up real quick. Yep, want to be as neat as possible. Don't want to go back and mess up what we just cleaned. So but like I said, now we're going to go ahead and put the top back on, and we're going to run it again through the blade care oil, this time with the top on. And just let that oil get into the foil. I want to keep that lubricated as well. Don't want any part of the machine rusting or becoming damaged from not being lubricated properly. Oh, I just noticed that it was not on all the way, so check your machine, make sure you snap it down all the way. So yeah, we'll run that through. Same process as with the clippers. You take it out and shake it. You'll see with the foil, if there's any hairs left, that oil will draw it right out almost instantly. So then we'll just take our cloth and wipe it off again. All right, now just polish all of the oil that dripped down. Polish that off of the sides of the machine, and that's pretty much it, guys. Like I say, deep clean should be at least weekly or bi-monthly. You really want to take care of your tools. I know in busy shops you don't have time to clean the tools thoroughly in between each haircut, but that's why we use the Andis Cool Care. I know different companies have different brands, but from my experience, Andis is products for cleaning their clippers are really top notch, top of the line. I know a lot of barbers that use them, so I highly recommend them. Yeah, I know Babyliss has one too. I know a lot of people give me slack about using Andis cleaning products with Babyliss tools, but you know, my mindset is whatever gets the job done, whatever works. So it works. It's a lot easier to get access to. So I definitely recommend the Andis Cool Care. Not to mention, it smells great. You know, it gives the client something pleasant, a pleasant memory to associate with your haircut. So yeah, just take care of your tools and they'll take care of you. So guys, I appreciate you checking out this video. If you liked it, do me a favor, smash that like button and hit subscribe so you can be in the loop, for upcoming content. I'll try to post more regularly, and I look forward to hearing what you guys think.